Hey guys, it's Hannah and today I am filming my Q&A video which I asked questions for on Instagram a couple of days ago. As you can probably tell, moving, painting in the background. I've been sick. I was sick for an horse trials. We had a terrible weekend last weekend. I was actually supposed to film this last Tuesday and it is now Sunday. And it's really echoey in here and it's really annoying. I'm sorry, this probably has the worst sound ever. But I am a horse YouTuber. I am not a professional YouTuber and I cannot afford to have lots of nice gear. But anyways, today I am answering your questions from Instagram. So I will get them up on my very broken phone. It's probably been like this since like New Year's. And it's now May, which is basically just says just how much I broke my phone and I can't even be bothered fixing it anymore. So yeah, so I thought I'd just let you know. Also, I will be filming a little bit or like a couple of questions that are directed at Jay with Jay. For now, this is the questions directed to me. Okay, so what height is Jericho? I think Jericho is about 16'1" to 16'2". I'm not actually entirely sure just how tall he is because he hasn't been properly measured since he was still growing. And last he was measured was with kind of a human tape measure, but Dad converted that to hands and he was 16'1", but he was still growing at that point. So I'm not sure if he's 16'1" or 16'2". And that was asked by Megan ____X. I'm not sure how many underscores, but there are a lot. And then Ella.Doherty, sorry, I'm not sure. Does your boyfriend ride? No, he does not. He had ridden when he was like really young, you know. Non-horsey people, oh, I've ridden like a horse before, so it's fine. But yeah, he rode when he was like 7 or something. And then I've got him on Jericho 3 times, I think, and Jerry's really looked after him. He has been a bit of has had a couple of freakouts with him on him. And let's just say he's not as keen to ride Jerry as he was when he first wanted to ride him. But yeah, he has ridden Jerry a couple of times and he does want to know how to ride, but it's very similar to how bad my back is. Jay has a really bad chest, so when he rides his chest really aches, so it's really hard for him to do like an hour-long ride without it really hurting. So he only has it really done like 20 to 30 minutes before. How did we meet? And that was asked by TSJ Tanya. And we met very classy out the front of a club in Adelaide called Fat Controller. Which opened really recently, probably like November/December, and we met in, what was it? On Boxing Day, so 26th of December 2015. Sassy Eventer _ says, do you think Jerry will take you 2-star/Adelaide? If not, will you get another Eventer/catch ride or focus on going up the heights with Dexter? Okay. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. It'll really depend on how Jerry takes under 1 star because he's not a horse that is natural for him to jump. He's a very unnatural jumper. He's kind of unnatural to most things, like dressage. He's got a very short neck, a very long back, but he looks very nice when he does it. Cross country, he loves it so much. He is a very naturally bold horse, but jumping is just not his forte, and it's not natural like it is for Dexter. It's very unnatural for Jerry, and so I'm not entirely sure if he's going to be able to go 2-star, but I definitely know he's going to be able to do 1-star, and I cannot wait to do that. But I think I'll wait until next year for that because I'm kind of edgy about doing that height with him without him kind of really knowing how big it is and how solid it is, because he is a very bold horse, and I know he won't just stop at a jump if he gets a bad distance or like a distance that could have a rotational or something like that. He's very bold, so I have to be careful with that. But it is really nice to ride cross country on him usually. That being said, last weekend in Ranella I had a fall off him, my first ever cross country fall. It was very pathetic. I literally just expected him to have like, because he'd been having really odd distances and I thought he might just really chip in and then kind of go over, but So when I leant forward and it didn't happen, I just gradually went onto the neck and then gradually went onto half the neck and then just fell onto the jump, and it was very dainty and pathetic. But yes, as I say, I really like, that would be my main goal with Jericho, to do Adelaide. I want to do Adelaide so badly, or 2-star, but he is still a really young horse, and honestly I believe he can do it, but it's going to take a lot of time, and he's going to really have to know exactly what he's doing, and you know, just so long as he loves it and so long as we're both enjoying ourselves. So yes, that's what's going to happen. But yeah, as I say, up the heights with Dex, I've always wanted to show jump Dex, because Dex is a bit of a scaredy cat. He is a very careful horse, which is brilliant for cross country. But honestly, with the way he reacts to just the most minute things, like just on the side of the road or whatever, I'm not sure if he'll have the boldness for cross country. So yes. Sarah Jean Pico asked, how did I convince Jay to be so helpful around the horses, or did he already have horse knowledge? As I say, Jay did not have any horse knowledge. He grew up on a farm, so he knew, you know, farm ways, I guess, kind of minimal knowledge sort of thing. But yeah, he helps out so much. I didn't really have to convince him to do anything. I'm just kind of like, oh, can you please do the feeds for me, or do this or do that? So he does the feeds for me quite often, and he likes to drive the float. I didn't really ever convince him. I kind of always used to want to keep my boyfriends or boys and horses very separate, because allowing them to kind of mash together, it kind of makes it quite real. And I didn't, if I was going to be hurt by a boy, I didn't want them to also be around the horses and think of the experiences I've had with the boy and the horses, if that makes sense. So I was always really worried about combining those two together. So yes, this is going to be a long video. G_Friench13 asks, are you coming up to Sydney to do any jumping with Dex? I would love to come watch you. Yes, eventually I will be, but it probably won't be for about 2 years or so. Although Dexter's a lot more natural with jumping, he does need to overcome his nerves. But I will eventually be doing big jumping, hopefully, with Dexter, because he is a very, not so much brave, but very scopy horse naturally. And so he should be doing decent heights. And I'm saying by decent heights, like 1.20 m, which isn't even really that big, because Jerry can do that quite easily too. So there you go. And then they also asked, would you ever think about doing the Sydney International Horse Trials with Jerry? Yes, I would. It will take a while though, because the 1-star is the lowest level, I think, or maybe there's a pre-novice, I'm not even sure, but I do really love Sydney. I have ridden the Sydney pre-novice course before and I loved it. I just went a bit slow, so we didn't do as well as we were expecting, but all in due good time. Malice Photography asks, apart from a thoroughbred, what's the best type of eventing horse? Love your channel, by the way. Thank you very much. I reckon the second most popular is an Irish sport horse. I did a survey with a bunch of equestrian people and that was the second most popular, and then after that probably warm bloods and crossbreds and things like that. Madeline_Harland asks, what do you feed Jerry to make his coat look so nice? As I say, I feed him Easy Result, and also I give him rice bran oil. cc.thompson_2014 asks, who is your favourite hire? She meant horse. Jerry or Dex? Probably Jerry, just because we have spent almost 4 years together. Yeah, the story of how Jerry was found and how he improved is just really special to me, to be honest. IK Skip asks, can you please do an equestrian life hacks? To be honest, I don't really know what sort of things I could post on an equestrian life hacks, because I don't really have a huge amount of hacks. I just kind of do it how, I don't know. I don't really have any specific thing. Like, there's only a few things that I've learned along the way that I wouldn't think other people would know, but I will consider it. Atlee_Wisco, I think. When you move houses, are you going to be on a property and going to keep Jerry and Dexter there or somewhere else? I'm keeping Jerry and Dexter. They are going to our vineyard. I'm staying here in a house out the back because there are like two kind of houses here, or like a granny flat out the back. So I'll be staying in there. My sister's gonna live here. The horses, which are here at the moment, like I live with my horses, they will be at the vineyard, so I'm going to travel to them most days. Meggie Moo asks, do you see to get yourselves together long term? Yes, I do. Of course, I would not be with anyone who I did not see myself with for the rest of my life. Is Jay studying something at uni? No, he is not. He is a qualified mechanic. He finished his apprenticeship in mechanics in, I'm going to say March. Fiera_267 asks, what site do you mostly buy your tack from? Did you struggle to find the right horse for you, Jerry and Dexter? What breed of horse do you recommend for jumping? So first of all, I buy my tack mostly from either Equiporium, Equiport, Bonnets, not really Horseland, even though it's an Australian place. Aside from that, I don't really buy tack that is from a specific site. I will find tack that I really like and has good reviews, and then I will find the cheapest place to find it, or where I can still find it, because often what you find with tack, and mostly right-away actually, is it goes out of style within every season. So if you see a photo of something you like and you find the name of it, it's still really hard to buy it, because as I say, it's really quite difficult to find after a while.